Welcome to a brand new series exploring one of the greatest scientific discoveries of the modern age: the genetic origins of humanity. Through ancient DNA, fossils, archaeology, and genetics, scientists can now reconstruct our family story stretching back millions, even billions of years. In this first episode, we're going to begin long before Homo sapiens existed. Before humans, before Neanderthals, before apes, before mammals. Today we're starting at the beginning of our branch on the tree of life. Humans often think of ourselves as separate from nature. Genetics tells a very different story. Every living organism belongs somewhere on one enormous family tree. Humans are simply one tiny branch among millions. Every branch represents an ancestor shared with another species. The farther back we go, the more relatives we find. Evolution is often misunderstood as a ladder. It isn't. It is a branching tree. Every split represents populations becoming isolated from one another over time. Eventually, enough genetic differences accumulate that entirely new species emerge. The tree of life isn't a chain. It's a family tree. Every generation copies DNA. Most copies are nearly perfect. Occasionally, tiny copying errors occur. We call these mutations. Most have no noticeable effect. But once a mutation appears, it can be passed to future generations. Over millions of years, these mutations become a genetic record of ancestry. Think of mutations as tiny spelling changes inside an enormous instruction manual. Your children inherit almost all of your DNA, including those changes. Their children inherit them again. Over thousands and millions of years, these mutations accumulate like timestamps. By comparing these genetic markers across different species, scientists can estimate when populations diverged from one another. Humans belong to the mammalian order known as primates. Primates generally share forward-facing eyes, grasping hands, flexible shoulders, and relatively large brains. We did not evolve from monkeys living today. Rather, both monkeys and apes descended from much older ancestral primates that lived millions of years ago. Within primates is a smaller family called the great apes. This group includes orangutans, gorillas, chimpanzees, bonobos, and humans. Modern genetics confirms that humans are simply one surviving species within this family. One of the biggest misconceptions about evolution is that humans descended from modern chimpanzees. But we did not. Chimpanzees are our cousins, not our ancestors. Both species descend from an earlier population that lived approximately 6 to 7 million years ago. That ancestral population no longer exists. Its descendants followed different evolutionary paths. Human and chimpanzee DNA is approximately 98 to 99% similar, depending on exactly how it is measured. That remarkable similarity reflects our recent shared ancestry in evolutionary time. Yet even relatively small genetic differences can have profound effects. Changes in gene regulation, brain development, skeletal anatomy, and language contributed to the distinct characteristics of our species. The percentage tells us we are close relatives, not that we are identical. We've established the genetic framework that allows scientists to reconstruct humanity's past. We've seen how mutations preserve our ancestry, how the tree of life organizes every living organism, and why humans and chimpanzees share a common ancestor rather than a direct ancestor-descendant relationship. In our next episode, we'll travel to Africa millions of years ago to meet the earliest known members of the human lineage, the first hominins that began the extraordinary journey toward modern humanity.